Hello, it is weekend update time. Into Darkness Enterprise build log update number 8. Um, did a lot of work, not a lot of it showy outside painting-ish stuff, more of it inside electrical structural stuff. So not very flashy, not much to see, but I thought I'd walk you through where we are right now. We have couple of nacelles that have been lit and sealed and ready to go. I have sealed the bottom seam. I have yet to close up the tops. They've got their wiring in. They've got, let's see if I could try to show you this neat little feature. I am playing with fiber optics for the first time, and I wanted to, let me turn this light off here. You can see them under the, see those little guys underneath the tape here. These are the two bulbs, the two lights that shine down the pylon. It's not going to give me a lot of wash. I know they're not that powerful, but just as an indicator, they make a neat little light. And that is a feature that is on, of course, both of them. Let me see if I can power this one up. I'm tired of running these things off the bare battery, so I am running the wires to the base. There you can, and that's the big news, is I'm getting ready to wire up the base. There's those little spots right there, and you can see how well the back light shines out. Turn this on. Boosh. Again, let me make sure this is on. Where we are with the base, you'll be happy to know that the base, or the secondary hull, is closed up. It is closed up. Pay no attention to that. It is closed up. It is epoxied up, which is the important thing. It has been, I held everything together this way, and with a little bit of 10X to glue it, just to get it into place to where the pieces would stay together. Then once that glue had dried, pay no attention to this saddle piece, I just had it in there for show. I reinforced all the joints that I could with a combination of 1-minute epoxy and JB Weld. JB Weld, I think, works wonderfully, but you have to be able to let it sit and not pester it for a few hours, which is something I have little to no patience for. So I had to do it last night before I went to bed so that I would leave it alone for a few hours. But if I pull the wiring out here, now this is the wire pigtail that goes back into the board for the nacelles. This is the 9-volt power that goes for the general lighting up in the nacelles. This is the fiber optic to go on either side of the bridge, but I have to figure out what bulb it's going to go to. I haven't really made that yet. And this is the navigation bulb that I am going to fit fiber optics to and run it top and bottom of the shuttle bay. There was originally going to be a third strobe down here, but it just got too crowded with everything else, so I sacrificed that. And as before, these are the wires that run up into the saucer. Actually, this one stays in the neck. This one runs the lights that are going to go right here. This one is our double blink circuit. This one is general lighting. That's what's going to go to power the strip lights that are going to power the windows, and it's also going to do my illumination LED that I'm also going to run fiber optics out to the little illumination spots. And then this is the navigation, and really its only job, since there aren't a lot of navigation lights on the saucer, there's double blink strobes, but I have not seen any regular navigation. This is going to run the one bulb that is, I don't think I have that piece with me. It must still be in the other room. It is the piece that is going to run the strobe right behind the bridge. That's the only single blinking thing I think is on the saucer. Now, I could stand to be corrected, but I think that's the only single blinking light. Now, rest assured, before I close it up, I will do a lot of research and make sure that there are no other single blinking bulbs there. But right now, I want to wire these switches into the hull. I attached them there. I need to wire them up and run them to power, and then run power out to this jack, which is going to run out to the wall. And that's it for now. Hello again. I am come to the point where I need to start protecting things from the layers of paint that will be put on top of them. I've got, since you saw it last, base is nice and closed up. There's a nice 9-volt jack in the back there, 2 switches. They're 3-position switches because that's what I had in the house, but really you're only going to use these 2 positions. Wired up to this. This is nicely sealed in. It's been epoxied within an inch of its life. It's got, I put some more of that screening back into those 2 holes, and I need to start painting it the texturized colors that I was talking about earlier. But to do that, I need to cover up the strong back area. There's a triangle right here on both sides that I need to keep clean, and that's what I'm going to do now. No, I'm not going to do that now because I have to run and go get my scissors. Hold on one second. I'm back. Sorry, I'm still working all over the house. I've got painting going on in the dining room / studio, and I've got building going on here in the studio / studio. So I'm still a bit disheveled. I'm working on shoveling myself. On the template sets as they exist now, you see 2 shapes that are like this. Actually, they look like this, and they're covered with transfer tape. Now they're black in the sets that have been produced thus far. I believe they will be orange in the future. They are orangish yellow. I do enjoy using this new material, and I think that will be the new standard. But until new instructions can be made with new pictures featuring the new yellow, they will continue to be black. But what we need to do is trim these as closely to the shape as possible with just your regular pair of scissors. And thrilling watching me trim. Okay, so you have a shape that's like this, basically, for this side. And I'll go ahead and do the matching one for the other side. What I'm going to do is peel the backing paper off of these, leaving the vinyl and the transfer tape in place. And they will stay on in place for the remainder of the time that I am texturizing the rest of the body. And then I will pull them off when I'm done texturizing, so that I can paint the bluish color. This blue gray here that's on the ship now, that's going to be the base color, but there's a blue, even a bluer color that goes on top of that. So all we need to do at this point is I am peeling off now, and I may move the camera out of the way while I am doing the transferring so that I don't sacrifice the transferring. So here's the tape pulled off. I need to attach this to the hull, and I need to concentrate while I'm doing that, so pardon me. Talk amongst yourselves. Lining the bottom corner of that up. Following there is a hull line right here that I am lining all of my stuff up against. I need to line it up against this hull line, and then also the base of this line right here. So I'm following both of those lines at the same time, and I'm just sitting it in this corner and just rubbing it down. Now that's going to stay that way through the rest of the painting, so get used to seeing it. And now I'm going to go do the other side. And there's on one side, there's on the other side. Okay, so this, outside of putting some masking tape over these wires to keep them protected, and these wires to keep them protected, this bit is ready for texturizing. It's been sanded, it's been primed, it's had a good long time to dry. Now I think what I'm going to do is spot spray some more primer over the bare plastic so that all of my paint is at the same level before I start texturizing. But that's it. Hey, you may not have seen these in a while. Nacelles, they are also have been put together. They've been puttied, they've been sanded. I need to get a good universal coat of primer on all of these before I start texturizing, or put a base coat on, which is today's goal. Put a base coat on, let that dry, and then we start texturizing. There are bits in here that were designed to, and let me make sure I can find them. Yes, here they are. Designed to protect the paint, or protect the clear areas while I paint. And let me grab those. Again, on the sets that are in circulation now, these are black, but they will be orange in the future. I've got a set of these, and what these do is they go over these nicely painted black areas, or back areas, and they protect your paint job. Sorry, let's do this down on the camera. They protect your paint job while you are painting the rest. And you just mush them in there, kind of, so you're not going to really spray a lot in there, but this is just to protect from overspray. So you get one for that side, and oddly enough you get one for the other side. Now these guys are still covered. These guys here are still covered, so, and these are still covered, so you're good on that. What you need to cover is, and if my hands are shaking a little bit this morning, I've just come off of 3 cups of coffee, so they'll do that. I don't drink a lot of coffee, but I do on the weekends. Now this long strip needs to be covered up from accidental spraying, and there are some generic thin long strips that we've been using as general purpose masking, and they're on the same sheet as those rear end masks that we just had. So I'm going to do is take a strip, and I may have to use more than one and gang them up. It's not tough to do. Just a long strip here, and all I'm interested in is covering that hole. Look at that, I can do it all with one piece. Cover up that hole to keep paint from getting in there. And I even need to trim it, so let's trim that for length. Well, if you're going to be difficult about it, I'll just cut you. I'll cut you. Nah, too difficult. Let's just get back in there with a knife. Okay. There. That's going to keep that from getting any excess paint in it. I've got these two little, now these are fiber optics. This is something new I'm trying with this, and those are the heads, and I want to protect those. So I have got Again, let me find that sheet. It may be out in the other room, and I may have to go back out. No, I think I got it. Tiny, tiny round circle. And I'm just covering those tiny fiber optic heads. I bloomed them out. I can clean them off later. There's not really a lot of surface to attach those to, but I'm trying to protect those from paint. Like I said, if I needed to, I could always clean those off with a little spot later, but just gonna put two of these roundies right there. Keep those clean. You can see those. Keep those orange spots there, keep those clean. Now, these guys. This has to be kept clean from any paint getting on it while we are spraying the rest of it, and that's just going to be a matter of putting some old painter's tape on there to to keep any overspray off of it. Now, what I'm not anxious to do, I'm using regular tape here. What I'm not anxious to do is get any adhesive on here that if I can avoid it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of tape, take two pieces of tape, and they are, split this down the middle. This is adhesive side up, this is adhesive side down. What I'm doing is I'm sticking this, so I am basically creating an area that is not adhesive here, not adhesive here in the middle. It's adhesive on both sides, but it's not adhesive here in the middle. And I am putting that non-adhesive area over the center so that I am not putting any adhesive over where that centerpiece is. See, the adhesive is only sticking down to the bare plastic. And then I'm going to shove that in there, and then the adhesive is going to go in this hole, and I'm sorry, again, it's trying to do this on camera. I'm wrapping that adhesive in. Okay, and I'm just jamming that in there, and I'm keeping that blue clear as clean as possible. Now this is going to get some paint on it. It's going to be repainted anyway, so we're good. And there you go, closed off. Okay, we're into historic territory now. We're actually ready to start painting. Done a lot of electrical work this weekend, a lot of wiring, a lot of running fibers and running wiring, and I want to get back to putting some paint on things. These pieces are ready for the next layer of gray, and this piece and this piece. And the next layer of gray is a 60-40 mix of light undercoat gray and reefer white. This is 100% light reefer, I'm sorry, this is 100% light undercoat gray. So the mixture of it is going to give us a one layer brighter, one layer whiter color. It's like I say, it's 60-40, so it's not quite middle ground. And then after that is down, I'm going to do some texturizing, and I will show that on video, but I'm not going to show the basic painting of airbrushing the next coat on these, because that's so simple that if you need to see that, I'm wondering who turned your computer on for you this morning. So that's the next step. You'll notice that I did mask off this outer ring, because like I told you before, the two colors I want that to be will be darker than the rest of what's underneath this saucer. the 100% light undercoat gray, and underneath that is the primer gray. So, no, I'm sorry, that is that new gravel gray. I'm sorry, it's that blue gray. So those are the two colors I want this ring to be. So now I need to mask this light undercoat gray off so that I don't get any paint on it. But that's why the additional ring of tape is on here. So the next time you see these, they will be lighter. Till then. Okay, state of the ship right now is the 60-40 mix of paint has been applied to upper saucer, lower saucer, and these other saucer bits. Now you can tell that the paint has been applied by the fact that the black vinyl is no longer black. This is why I didn't choose the white vinyl. I need to be able to see how much is on here, how much paint has gone on there, and that's easier to do with a contrasting color. And here is the bottom of the saucer. No mystery to it, just a light coat of gray. People ask me, they stop me on the street, and it's quite annoying. They ask me what paints I'm using. What paint are you using, Lou? Hey, Lou, what paint are you using? Hey, good to see you, Lou. What paint are you using on your Enterprise? So here you go. Polyscale Undercoat Light Gray. Let me zoom in on that. Undercoat Light Gray. Capa Interior Grease. Claro. Grease Claire Sauce. Gouache. It is undercoat light gray. Mix that with reefer white. Blanco Frigorifico. Blanc in reefer white. This has nothing to do with pot. It refers to refrigerated trucks. Like I said, this is all polyscale acrylic paint, and it's purchased at a store that mostly deals with trains. So this is the Polyscale brand. This is the brand that train enthusiasts like to use when painting their trains. So a lot of the colors are named after railroad lines or colors that are used on trains. So there you go. And there's the older version of the same bottle, undercoat gray, just in case your store only has the older labeling. Again, polyscale acrylic. And while I was here, I also did a light coat on this bit here. Again, this is the covering. This is, scroll. This is, come on, zoom out. This is with the covering of the strongback. And what you have down here are the nacelles. They're hanging and drying. They're drying and hanging. Basically, now you're seeing this, it does look very white. It's not, it's a light gray, and you're seeing this in the light of a window streaming sunlight into the room, so it may be giving a false impression of how bright it actually is. It actually is a little bit darker than what you think. But these are drying. They will continue to dry. I will let them dry overnight, and I will not tackle them again until tomorrow, when we're going to do a little bit of texturizing, and that'll be the lesson. There's one last piece I did not paint. I should go out and paint it white, or the gray mix, even though I'm not ready to attach it yet. It's good to keep everything painted at the same time and at the same level.